To forgive is to set a prisoner free and discover that prisoner was you. Forgiveness is not an occasional act, it is a constant attitude. He who cannot forgive others breaks the bridge over which he must pass. Forgiveness is the fragrance the violet sheds on the heel that has crushed it. Anger makes you smaller, while forgiveness forces you to grow beyond what you were. To understand all is to forgive all. Forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know before you learned it. Forgiveness does not change the past, but it does enlarge the future. A mind that understands itself can never be enslaved by the opinions of others. The one who sees himself clearly will find it easier to forgive the faults of others. He who knows his own weaknesses will judge others with greater compassion and wisdom. When you deeply understand yourself, you will no longer seek validation from others. Before criticizing others, look into the mirror of your soul and correct yourself first. You are your greatest teacher, for no one else can reveal your true nature but yourself. To rule yourself is a far greater achievement than to rule over 1,000 men. To master oneself is the highest form of wisdom, for only then can true peace be attained. You cannot change the world if you have not yet conquered the world within yourself. When you understand yourself, you stop reacting. Instead, you respond with wisdom. The path to true power lies in self-awareness, not in the control of others. To be at peace with yourself is to be immune to the chaos of the world. He who knows himself can walk through the fire of life without being consumed. The deeper you understand yourself, the more clearly you see the world. One cannot truly lead others without first leading oneself with wisdom and integrity. True enlightenment begins when you stop seeking outside and start looking within. A man who understands his own flaws will not waste time judging the imperfections of others. To know yourself is the first step towards mastering the art of life. Self-reflection is the foundation of wisdom, for only through it can true growth occur. The greatest journey is not across the world, but deep into your own soul. Before changing the world, change yourself. Then the world will change through you. He who does not understand himself will forever be a prisoner of his own mind. The first step to wisdom is to listen to the voice within before speaking to the world. To master life, you must first master the restless thoughts within your own mind. He who truly knows himself will never be lost, no matter where he stands. Understanding yourself is the key to understanding the nature of human existence. The man who controls himself needs no external authority to rule over him. If you cannot face your own darkness, you will never truly know your light. A person who knows his own mind cannot be misled by the minds of others. One who knows himself can adapt to any situation without losing his essence. True leadership begins with self-discipline, for without it, one is merely a follower of impulse. You will never be free until you master the fears that reside within you. A wise man does not seek control over others, but only mastery over himself. True wisdom comes when you stop deceiving yourself and start facing reality. A man who knows himself will never be a slave to external circumstances. If you do not master yourself, the world will master you instead. The greatest power is the ability to remain yourself in all situations. He who understands his weaknesses turns them into his greatest strengths. The first lesson of wisdom is learning to listen to the silence within you. Your mind is your kingdom. Rule it well, or you will be ruled by it. To be unshaken by life's storms, one must first understand the nature of his own mind. When you know yourself, you stop being a stranger to your own soul. The one who understands himself no longer seeks approval from those who do not. Mastering yourself is the greatest victory, for no external conquest compares. To understand yourself is to hold the key to every decision you will ever make. He who controls his mind controls his destiny. He who is controlled is but a leaf in the wind. A mind that fears itself can never be at peace with others. True freedom is not escaping the world, but escaping the chains within yourself. The greatest deception is believing you understand others without first understanding yourself. A wise man knows his weaknesses, while a fool only sees the flaws of others. The mirror of the world reflects nothing if you have not first seen your true self. He who seeks power over others has already lost control of himself. The deeper you look within, the clearer the world outside becomes. The unexamined life is not worth living, for without self-knowledge, we are but shadows. He who knows himself needs no approval, for his own soul is his greatest guide. If you wish to change the world, begin by transforming the world within you. A heart that understands itself is never shaken by the judgments of the world. Self-knowledge is the root of wisdom, and wisdom is the path to true mastery. One cannot escape suffering if one does not first understand its source within. The man who sees himself clearly will never be blinded by the illusions of the world. He who conquers himself walks the earth with the strength of 1,000 men. A restless mind cannot grasp the truth, for clarity comes only in stillness. To master your desires is to master the chains that bind all men. The one who fears himself has already lost before the battle begins. Self-mastery is the foundation of true leadership. Without it, one leads only in name. A wise man is never a prisoner of his past, for he has understood its lessons. True wisdom is knowing when to be silent and when to speak with purpose. If you know your mind, you will never be lost in the noise of the world. Your greatest enemy is not outside, but within. Defeat it, and you shall be free. He who looks outward dreams. He who looks inward awakens. A man who cannot rule himself will forever be ruled by his emotions. True mastery begins not with the sword, but with the mind that wields it. To know yourself is to be unshaken by praise or blame alike. He who walks in the light of self-awareness walks beyond the reach of darkness. The man who understands himself stands unshaken in the face of the world's storms. Self-knowledge is the only path to lasting peace. If you wish to change the world, start by changing how you see yourself. The strongest fortress is not made of stone, but of a mind that knows itself. A man who knows his own heart will never be deceived by the hearts of others. The road to mastery begins with a single step inward. To conquer oneself is to be greater than the ruler of an empire. He who controls his thoughts controls his fate. A mind that knows itself is unbreakable by the world. The path to wisdom is paved with questions you ask yourself. No one can imprison you unless you surrender your own mind. To see yourself clearly is to see the world as it truly is. He who knows his own strength never needs to prove it to others. True mastery is not about controlling others, but about freeing yourself. If you understand yourself, no battle outside can truly defeat you. A man in harmony with himself is in harmony with the universe. Self-awareness is the key that unlocks the chains of ignorance. When you master yourself, you become unstoppable.